There are people who survive extraordinary circumstances and come out the other side cautious, guarded, and quietly braced for the next thing to go wrong. And then there is Georgina Rodríguez, a woman who grew up with very little, stepped into one of the most scrutinized relationships on the planet, built an empire from scratch while raising 5 children across multiple continents, and somehow, through all of it, chose joy so consistently and so visibly that it has become one of the most defining things about her. She does not perform happiness for the cameras, she radiates it, and the difference is something an audience always feels even when it cannot articulate exactly why. The dancing is where that joy is most visible and most real. When Georgina dances, whether it is in a kitchen with the children, on a yacht in the Mediterranean sun, at a private celebration with Ronaldo, or in front of millions on social media, she is not performing. She is expressing something that lives permanently inside her, something that no amount of fame, pressure, or public scrutiny has ever managed to dim. And the world, quite simply, cannot get enough of it. To understand why Georgina dances the way she does, with that specific combination of technical grace, physical freedom, and completely unself-conscious joy, you have to go back to a version of her life that looks nothing like the one the world currently knows. Growing up between Spain and Argentina, Georgina trained as a ballet dancer from a young age, spending years in studios developing the discipline, the body awareness, and the relationship with music and movement that professional dance training instills in a person permanently. That foundation never leaves. It becomes part of how you carry yourself, how you inhabit a room, and how you respond when music starts playing. Ballet gave her the technique, her Latin heritage gave her the fire, and the life she has built with Ronaldo and their children gave her something that no studio training can ever provide, a reason to dance that comes not from performance or ambition, but from pure, overflowing gratitude for the life she is living. When those 3 things come together, what you get is Georgina Rodríguez moving to music, and it is one of the most genuinely beautiful things this family puts into the world. Cristiano Ronaldo is many things: a physical phenomenon, a competitive genius, a global brand, a father, a partner. What he is not, by any honest assessment, is a naturally gifted dancer. And that gap between Georgina's fluid, trained, instinctive relationship with movement and Ronaldo's enthusiastic but technically debatable contributions to any shared dance floor is the source of some of the most joyful and most watched footage the couple has ever produced. He commits completely. He has confidence that far exceeds his technical ability. And Georgina, rather than being embarrassed by any of this, finds it endearing in a way that is completely visible on her face every single time. There will come a time, years from now, when the records Ronaldo set are the kind of thing people look up rather than the kind of thing people feel. When the transfer sagas and the moments when they dance together are not impressive in the way that professional dancing is impressive. They are impressive in the way that watching 2 people be completely happy with each other is impressive, which is a rarer and more moving thing than any technically perfect routine. She leads gently. He follows, enthusiastically. The children watch, variously mortified and delighted. And the world, watching from outside, sees a couple who are genuinely, unperformatively in love. Dance, it turns out, is the most honest language they speak together. There is a particular kind of family culture that is built not through grand gestures or expensive experiences, but through the small, repeated, daily rituals that children absorb without realizing they are absorbing them. In the Ronaldo household, one of those rituals is dancing in the kitchen, spontaneous, unplanned, triggered by whatever song comes on while dinner is being prepared, or breakfast is being assembled, or the evening is winding down into homework and bedtime. Georgina starts it, almost always. The children join at varying speeds and with varying levels of enthusiasm depending on age, mood, and whether they are currently in the middle of something more important. What these kitchen moments are building, beneath all the fun and the laughter and the footage that occasionally makes it onto social media, is a household where joy is the default setting rather than something that has to be earned or scheduled. Children who grow up in a home where adults dance in the kitchen, for no reason other than that the music is good and the moment is right, grow up understanding something essential about how to live. And Georgina is teaching that lesson every single day, one kitchen dance at a time. In a life that is watched, analyzed, discussed, and frequently misrepresented by an audience of hundreds of millions of people who have never met her, Georgina Rodríguez has very few spaces where she can express herself with complete freedom and zero self-consciousness. Dance is one of them. When she moves, whether in a carefully filmed social media moment or in the private context of her own home, there is a quality of total presence and total release that is genuinely rare to witness in someone operating at her level of public visibility. Most people that famous edit themselves constantly. Georgina, when she dances, stops editing entirely. That is why the dancing content performs so extraordinarily well and resonates so deeply with audiences across cultures and languages, because it is one of the only windows into who she actually is beneath all the branding, the glamour, and the carefully managed public narrative. Dance does not lie. And what Georgina's dancing says, consistently and unmistakably, is that this is a woman who is deeply, genuinely, and completely alive in her own life. Children learn almost nothing from being told what to do, and almost everything from watching the adults around them live. What the Ronaldo children are watching in Georgina is a woman who has never allowed the weight of responsibility, the pressure of public life, or the demands of an extraordinary existence to talk her out of pleasure. They are watching someone who dances when the music comes on, who moves through difficult seasons without abandoning lightness, who finds specific and visible joy in the texture of daily life rather than saving it up for special occasions that may or may not arrive. That is a profound and irreplaceable education that no school can provide and no amount of money can purchase. The children growing up in this house are learning that joy is not a reward for surviving difficulty. It is a practice, a choice, and a discipline in its own right. Georgina teaches it without a single word, simply by being exactly who she is every single day, in full view of 5 children who are watching everything. There will come a time, years from now, when the records Ronaldo set are the kind of thing people look up rather than the kind of thing people feel. When the transfer sagas and the media storms and the pre-wedding tension and the tabloid narratives have all faded into the background noise of history. What will not fade? What will live in the memories of 5 children and in the hearts of millions of people who watched from the outside and felt genuinely warmed by what they saw is the image of Georgina Rodríguez dancing in a kitchen, on a yacht, at a celebration, in a living room, with her children spinning around her and her partner watching with the expression of a man who cannot quite believe his luck. That is the real legacy. Not the brand or the empire or the Netflix documentary or the 60 million followers, but the joy, consistent and undefeated, that she brought to every room she entered and every moment she inhabited. Let it be exactly what it looks like. Let it be a woman who chose happiness not as a performance, but as a practice, who danced through the hardest chapters of her life and the most beautiful ones with equal and total commitment, and who taught everyone watching, including 5 children who will carry her example for the rest of their lives, that this right here is what it looks like to truly enjoy the life you have built. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click on the notifications bell for more gist and stories on your favorite celebrities. Until the next one, please stay tuned.